Today, we're going to adjust valves on the Seneboga 19 of Chris Andrews. Okay, first we're going to adjust the exhaust valve on number 5 cylinder. We had to place the engine in a certain rotation position, which is the intake just starting to shut. And now we're going to adjust the exhaust valve on that cylinder. So the first thing we have to do is check the lash on this valve. So we use an 8/1000 feeler gauge and put it between the tip of the valve and the rocker arm tip. Right now it's just a little too tight from the one night of wear. So now we're going to adjust on the push rod end of the rocker arm and get this back to where it's exactly 8/1000 lash. Okay, now we have this valve adjusted to 8/1000 lash at the tip of the rocker arm. So now we have to roll the engine over to get the intake valve into position to adjust. Okay, now we have the engine in position to adjust the intake valve. On this engine, the intake valve is also 8/1000 lash. So we'll check it with our feeler gauge, and it's too tight. So just like the exhaust valve, we'll have to adjust the intake valve as well. So we have this homemade tool to adjust the valve. We loosen up the jam, back off the adjuster screw a little bit, and recheck. It's still a little too tight, so you have to adjust a little bit more. And check it, and there you have it. Now both valves are adjusted. So at this point, we need to check the valve spring seat pressure, and we have a gauge for that. So now we're ready to check the seat pressure of the valve springs. We have this gauge. It's made by Moroso. You just clip it onto the rocker arm, and you're actually compressing the valve spring. There's a needle here that indicates how much spring pressure there is, and then it goes right up to roughly 300 pounds on this gauge, and before it opens the valve. So at that point, you know the valve spring is still good. It's something that you check every week or every night, depending on how your maintenance program is. But it's something that needs to be checked at least every week. And that pretty much sums it up. You repeat this for every cylinder on the engine, and you're done adjusting valves. For the Last Lap Live, this is Mike Linder.